Joining us now, let's bring in Nichole Berlie, a White House columnist with our partners at The Hill. Nichole, thank you for your time on this breaking news. Congressman indicted here. Let's start with the political future of Representative Santos. What does this mean for him moving forward? Because we know how Speaker McCarthy has already said he is going to wait before calling on Santos to resign. And we just heard Santos himself announcing that he does plan today. He says he does plan to run for re-election.
I think, honestly, Nichole, the walls look to be closing in on the congressman here. Now, I note that he is defiant, that he has said he will run for re-election. And you're quite right to emphasise that Speaker McCarthy has not called for his resignation, nor have other members of the Republican leadership. But this is a pretty detailed account, pretty detailed indictment of a lot of serious charges. I think it is more difficult now for the congressman to protest his innocence. He can do so legally, of course, but as a political matter, there's pretty specific evidence there against him.
Nichole, McCarthy, may not be speaking out, but there are, and other Republicans may not either, but there are plenty of calls for Santos to resign. Some of those calls are coming from within his own party. We know Texas Republican Tony Gonzalez, one of the most recent. He tweeted in part, George Santos should be immediately expelled from Congress. He's also calling for a special election to replace him. Nichole, how soon, if that happens, how soon could it happen?
It's really less a question of time and more a question of votes. To expel someone from Congress, you need a two-thirds majority of all the members of the House of Representatives. So far, we have not seen that level of splintering off among Republicans in the House for Congressman Santos. Now, if that were to happen, then the vote could take place almost immediately. But I'd add a couple of caveats, Nichole. Firstly, only 5 members of the House have ever been expelled. And secondly, I don't think it's guaranteed that all Democrats would actually vote to expel him, not out of any fondness for him, but because they see him as an embarrassment to the Republican Party. And so it's to the Democrats' advantage to keep him there.
Well, last question for you here, Nichole. Santos does not appear to have a lot of allies in Congress. We often see him with Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, and if not with her, many times he's by himself. Obvious observation here, but this is likely only going to further isolate him within Congress. But he has taken on a role, in which teamwork is vital. He said himself today, after he left the courthouse, that he was returning to Congress because he has this important vote tomorrow. We see, though, that, right now there are these discussions on the debt ceiling. How is that going to impact his level of teamwork here?
I think one of the real challenges for the congressman is, can he persuade voters that he has any real influence in the House? He is a very isolated figure, as you point out. Republicans who are not calling for his expulsion are nonetheless very keen to put clear blue water between themselves and him. Nobody is rushing to say that Congressman Santos is a great guy and should be stood behind under all circumstances. So that inevitably erodes and diminishes his pull, his influence in Congress. If he's serious about running for re-election, that will be a problem.
All right, Nichole Berlie joining us from Washington. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.